Welcome to r/relationships, where a guy's mom really wants to watch him pee. Our next Reddit post is from Odd Throwaway. I'm a 27-year-old woman, and I've been with my 26-year-old boyfriend for 2 years. Our families are very close. Both of our moms get along, and pretty much became best friends once we started dating. I adore his mom too. We've had a genuine friendship since her son and I got together. Let me start by saying that my boyfriend and his mom are pretty close, and they have a great relationship. But since we started dating, she seems to be jealous of our relationship, and she seemed to start copying me. My boyfriend bought me a beanie from our favorite local company, and suddenly she needed the same beanie. We went bikini shopping, and she bought the exact same bikini that I decided to buy. My boyfriend bought me a camping ice chest, so she went out and bought the exact same one for herself. Now she's looking to buy the exact same car as me that I bought for myself 6 months ago. For reference, I bought a 4x4 off-roading SUV with full towing capabilities because I go camping and ride dirt bikes quite a bit. She doesn't do any of that, nor has a single use for any type of 4x4 car. Aside from the copying, she makes very weird, inappropriate jokes. I said I wanted breakfast. She responded, "Don't you get enough sausage from my son?" I say I'm tired, and she says, "Maybe don't stay up so late doing it." One time, I made a comment about my boyfriend having big hands, and she said, "You know what that means, right? Mama didn't raise no shrimpies." We were on a road trip once, and we had to pull over for a pee break. My boyfriend got out and just peed on the side of the road. Jokingly, I stood behind him and peeked over to watch his business. His mom saw, and she came over to do the same. Yo, what? She does say this stuff in front of my boyfriend, her son, and he'll snap and tell her she's being weird, but she only ever laughs it off. When she came over to see him pee, he immediately shrugged her off and elbowed her and snapped at her to knock it off. She just doesn't take it seriously. I want the entire future with my boyfriend. Kids, house, land, all of it. So cutting her off or giving my girlfriend that ultimatum doesn't seem feasible. Is this an overreaction? Do I just let the weirdness fizzle out and ignore it in the meantime? OP, it started off weird, but once she got to the point where she wanted to watch her son pee, that's when we got into creepy territory. I think you need to have a sit-down conversation with your boyfriend about setting clear boundaries and, more importantly, enforcing those boundaries. Our next Reddit post is from Apprehensive B. How can I get my boyfriend, who's 23, to stop suffering maxing? My boyfriend really hates spending money on himself, and then complains about it. It makes no sense. He earns 6 figures, has no debt or loan, and virtually no cost of living. He lives in a flat that his parents bought him. Here's a few examples of what I mean. He often complains how his colleagues are so well dressed and polished, but he still wears the clothes his mom got him when he was 16. They're mostly too small or have holes. He refuses to go shopping for new stuff because he doesn't know what to get, then gets completely enraged when I point out nice outfits that would suit him well or offer to buy him clothes. He uses his dad's tossed-out perfume and complains about how it smells, but also refuses to buy himself one he actually likes. Same goes for food. He only eats fruits and vegetables when I buy them and says how much he loves it. But when he's alone, he lives off of dry noodles, plain yogurt, and bread. He even eats moldy and expired food just so it doesn't get thrown out. When I dispose of expired stuff, he throws a fit. He once fed me 5-month-old eggs without my knowledge, resulting in a trip to the emergency room. He complains about his haircut not suiting him, but refuses to go get a better barber because it's $10 more. He complains about his acne, but won't get the prescription his dermatologist issued him. He complains about being skinny, but now that he's built a bit of muscle, he's whining about how he doesn't want his shoulders to get broader because then he'd have to get new clothes. He complains about having to take cold showers, but literally nobody but himself is holding him back from letting him warm up a little before hopping in. His suffering maxing is so bad, it kinda started to imprint on me. I feel bad for replacing my shoes when they have holes. I feel guilty for showering with warm water and having a smoothie every morning instead of stale bread with nothing. It's really starting to piss me off, and I really need help understanding what causes this and how I can gently encourage him to get the things he likes, live a little, and embrace growth. Are there any men here who have been like this and have successfully overcome it? Down in the comments, people are really trashing on the guy, telling OP to dump this dude. And, I don't know, to me this seems like a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah, the complaining is exhausting and this guy has some bad habits, but these feel very fixable if he just went to therapy or learned to indulge himself and actually enjoy the finer things in life a little bit. If OP wants to dump him, then absolutely she should dump him. I feel like maybe the simple solution would be to sit down with him and plan a budget and then set aside a certain amount of money per month as like a fun budget, and then just consider that money gone. Like you have to spend that money on fun stuff every month, on nice clothes or nice haircuts or nice food or whatever, and maybe that'll help him get into the mindset of actually enjoying himself. But regardless, OP, you need to sit down with this guy and be like, yo, stop complaining, it's killing the mood, or dump him. Our next Reddit post is from Velvet Hatchling. My girlfriend Sarah and I have been living together for 2 years. Everything was great until about 3 weeks ago when her best friend, Chloe, went through a messy breakup. Sarah asked if Chloe could stay with us for a few days until she found a new place. I agreed because I wanted to be supportive, but 3 days turned into 3 weeks and there's no end in sight. The problem is Chloe has completely taken over our living space. I work in a high-stress job, and all I want to do when I get home is sit on my couch, play some games, and hang out with my cats. But every time I walk into the living room, Chloe's there. She's either watching reality TV at max volume, taking up the whole couch with her laundry, or talking loudly on the phone. My cats are stressed because she's constantly moving their stuff around, and I've been basically relegated to my bedroom if I want any peace. I've tried talking to Sarah about it, but she immediately gets defensive. She says Chloe is fragile right now, and that I'm being heartless for wanting to kick her out when she has nowhere to go. I'm not saying she has to live on the street, but I pay 70% of the rent, and I currently feel like a guest in a hostel. Last night, I tried to sit down to play some Dota, and Chloe actually asked me to use headphones because the clicking was giving her a headache. In my own living room. I love Sarah, but I'm starting to resent both of them. I feel like my boundaries are being completely ignored in favor of her new friend's comfort. How do I sit Sarah down and make her understand that Chloe needs a hard deadline to move out without it turning into a fight about me not caring about her friends? OP, you're gonna have to just put on your big boy pants and have a fight with your girlfriend, because unfortunately, it sounds like your girlfriend is not mature or respectful enough of you to actually listen to your opinion. So that means you're gonna have to express your opinion, and then when she gets defensive, power through it and make her understand, or dump her. Those are kind of the only options. Well, I guess the third option is to continue to suffer and let your girlfriend constantly get her way. But this is your place, and the couch surfer isn't gonna leave, especially with the free rent. Our next Reddit post is from Space Cowgirl. My husband and I have been together for 5 years, married for about 3 years. This weekend, he was driving me and our 2 dogs to a furniture store when he fell asleep on the highway and almost rear-ended a car. The car alarm and brake system saved us from colliding with the car. At the speed he was going, we definitely could have killed someone, or he could have killed us. I'm still in shock this happened. This isn't the first time he's fallen asleep behind the wheel. In fact, it's happened several times. The most recent occurrence was about 2 months ago, and in that occurrence, he did rear-end someone and ended up totaling my car. My car had a broken sensor for the collision system, and he blamed me for the accident since I never got it fixed. It feels crazy to be writing all of this. I've been trying to navigate this issue for about a year, but don't know where to start. I want a divorce because I don't think you can forgive someone over and over again for the same issue. I've told him to see a sleep specialist doctor, to which he said he would and never made an appointment. Would all these things that happen be grounds for divorce? Is there any way that you could truly remedy these issues? We've decided to separate for a bit, but I think it would be best to divorce. Honestly, the only thing holding me back is my Catholic parents, who don't believe in divorce, but rather forgiveness. OP, if I almost murdered my wife and child and dog for that matter, I would immediately, same day, seek out a sleep specialist. OP, you should literally never get in the car with him and never allow anyone that you care about, including your dogs, to get in the car with him either. Our next reply is from Sensitive Silver. I'm a 26-year-old woman, and I got married to my 27-year-old husband 2 months ago after dating for 3 years. I don't usually go through his phone, but even before we got married, I noticed a few times that he had saved a lot of sexual or suggestive photos of other women. This happened multiple times, and it only seemed to stop when I got pregnant. In February, I miscarried our first pregnancy. I've been struggling emotionally since then. Last night, I had this strong gut feeling like something was telling me to check his phone. He fell asleep early, so I ended up using it. While scrolling through TikTok, I noticed he saved a video in his TikTok collections. It was a series of bikini photos of a girl he knew back in high school. I then checked his Facebook and noticed that he had a locked folder on his Samsung phone. I asked him for his password, and he immediately became defensive, raising his voice and trying to make it seem like I was the problem. Eventually, I convinced him to open it. Inside, I found saved photos of 2 different girls from his high school. But what really disturbed me was finding a photo of my younger sister fully clothed, showing her butt area, but taken while she was sleeping. She's currently staying with us. I feel sick, confused, and honestly disgusted. I don't know what to do or how to even begin processing this. Please tell me what you think about this situation. I don't have anyone to talk to about it. OP, I can tell you exactly what to do. Grab your sister and leave the house. OP isn't telling us how old the sister is. If the sister is, 15, 13, 12, 8, this gets more and more disturbing. But even if the sister is of age, 22, 23, it's still really, really alarming behavior. So this guy sneaks into girls' rooms while they're sleeping and, this is too gross. Just dump him, OP. There's no coming back from this. There's no coming back. Our next Reddit post is from Plaid Raptor. I'm a 34-year-old woman and my boyfriend is 32. I had surgery on my ankle 5 days ago and I'm recovering well. I was in the hospital until Friday, and due to poor timing, my boyfriend picked me up from the hospital and immediately left town for a wedding. He came back Saturday, went to a friend's house, and then came and spent about an hour with me before leaving town for a birthday party. It's Sunday, and he came home around 4 p.m. Now, I'm recovering well, and I'm fully weight-bearing, so maybe I'm the one out of line. But after cuddling for a little while, I asked if he would do 4 things for me. 1. Make sure the hamburger buns were still good. 2. Take the patties out of the freezer. 3. Bring me sparkling water from the fridge. 4. Make some iced tea. He said he could do the first 3, but the tea was too much. I got up to make the tea myself, and he got so upset. He told me if I made the tea, he would feel bad. That if I made it, I was prioritizing my wants over his feelings. I laughed because I thought that was a wild thing to say to me. He insisted that he had a very, very hard week. He did. We buried his grandfather on Monday, and he had to tend to me emotionally on Wednesday. And he had to work. I said, yeah, but you aren't the one who medically needs to rest. I have a doctor's note. He said that he could easily get one for psychological reasons, which is true. I started laughing and then crying and just sort of removed myself from the situation because I felt so out of sorts. I truly felt in that moment as if we were living in 2 separate realities. Are we? Am I living in Crazy Town? Was my surgery truly not such a big deal that I should be asking for so much? Asking for so much? Making iced tea? It's hot water plus tea bags and optionally sugar. I make tea every single day. It is extremely easy to make tea. Takes about, 5 minutes. Most of that time is just waiting for the tea to steep and the water to boil. What's this guy's issue? Why is he such a baby? That was r/relationships. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.